Well, hello my friends. I am popping in today to play with you and show you some new fun things, or a new thing that I got from Arteza. I got the acrylic pouring paints, and I have been having so much fun. It started out as just kind of an experiment, and then it was like jelly printing where it just kept going, and I'm like, what if I tried this? What if I tried that? So I want to show you, I have used all this is supposed to be full of color, but I've got all of my colors out over on the other side over here, and I have been using them. So the color range for the pouring acrylics is amazing. You get neons, you get some metallics, you get all different kinds. They send you extra whites, so you get 3 whites, you get 2 blacks, I believe. So fun. Like this one's silver, gray. I've got some gold out. We're going to play with that. So lots of fun colors, and this is a there's 32 different colors. You can see all the colors here. Oh my goodness. So we're going to play with that. The other things that I'm going to be using today from Arteza is, well, I won't be using this specifically today. Let me just show you though what I created. These are their wood panels, which are perfect for pouring if you want to pour like this way. I did nothing to this one. I just poured it out and dribbled my leftovers in the middle there, and then swooshed it around, and it dried just like this. It's beautiful. Simply beautiful. This would be great all on its own, or for a background, and we're gonna do some fun things. So the acrylic, the wood panels are perfect. This is a 9x12 panel that I used, and so I wanted to show you that really quick. And this is, let me just show you, this is the wood panels that I have from Arteza. And then mainly what I'm going to be using for you to show you today is I just used their Arteza's watercolor pad. It's nice and thick and sturdy. It holds up to how I want to use the pouring paints, because of course I want to do it just a little bit different and play around with my options. So let me just start by showing you what I've done. And so let me see, where were the very first ones that I did? Here they are. So these were the very first ones that I did, and this again is on the watercolor paper, and they have been gessoed, and then I put a glaze or a gloss over the top of it so that it was a little bit more slick, because the first ones I did were just gessoed, and the paint didn't move around as much as I wanted them to. These are straight out of the bottle. I didn't do a flip cup or anything like that with these. I just poured them on individually and then moved them around. The paper holds up really well, and the reason I wanted to do it this way is because I want to be able to use a portion of these as collage elements in my work. But even just these, so as I did my pours, you can see I got some cells, different things like that. This is just straight out of the bottle. Look at how gorgeous that is. This is 3. Well, I've got white, the blue, let's see, the phthalo blue, and I've got the carnation pink. I think that's the one. I was trying to make sure that no, it wasn't. It's the coral. Blue coral, gold, white. And then I did some black, but you don't really see the black in there. But look at how pretty. This is the same colors without the black. More blue than the coral. And then look at this one. This one I started getting a little braver as I was just playing. And I was drawing in with my palette knife and different things like that. So there's some cells forming in here. But this was really kind of my experiment, and these were all done on just regular gessoed paper, the watercolor paper, the heavy paper. And I wanted my paint to move around, and I really wanted some more cells. So then I just went to town. And so my next batch of pours, okay. So then this was in the same color family as this one and the same colors that I was working with. And I'm like, I really want more cells. Look at this. I hope you can see that. The cells are amazing. And I added, I did a couple of things. On my background, I covered the background with gloss medium so that it was a little bit more slick. And I added some treadmill like silicone. I just got this off Amazon. I've had it forever because I've wanted to do this. And so this is treadmill belt lubricant. It was not terribly expensive. It's a small bottle, but you only need a tiny, tiny bit to get this kind. Look at how gorgeous that is. So then once this happened, I was like, I wanted to try all of the things. So, I went back to my papers and I put you can even see the gel medium kind of sticking off of the sides because I just kind of laid it down. So the gel medium helps because it helps it move around, and so part of that moving around helps those cells form. But look at how gorgeous this is. This is just a different color scheme, black, silver, the teal, let's see, this color here, sea green, and then the cerise pink. And look at how gorgeous that is. And so I added the silicone to these, and look at my cell formation. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you never know what exactly you're going to get. But look at that. So then I went to I just was trying all the colors to try and see, but look at how gorgeous that is. This is the phthalo green with some of that coral and white and black. Oh, I just positively love it. And then I just started experimenting with different color values without the silicone and everything to just kind of see what I could do. This one was, I poured one color at a time and kind of moved it around. I was just trying to see what I could do, pouring one color at a time and different things like that. Then I had this tall skinny piece, and I thought, let's make a kind of like a feather. And so I poured my colors one color at a time. I put the green down first, and then I did my colors on top of here. And then I took a paper towel and just kind of dragged out the, I hope you can see that. I dragged out kind of the feather pattern. Isn't that, I just love it. And then this, of course, was just another experiment to see how doing something on a background, how it would start to look and that kind of thing, and how I can kind of develop my cells and that kind of thing. So those are the samples that I did. So what I want to do is I just want to quickly show you what I did, just kind of experiment a little bit, and then I'm going to take some of my pieces and we're going to actually create together. So I've got my cups here, and I'm just going to move this over real quick. And so I've got my cups of color here, and I'm going to go with the forest green. Is that the color I want? Why not? Let's just try it. Forest green. It looks very teal. And I'm putting it's hard to tell how, you have to really kind of think about what you're going to be creating. I did small amounts, so I'm going to say 1/4 of an inch of paint in the bottom of my cup. That's, I mean, it's hard to be able to tell you exactly what the measurements are. I'm trying to think which ones I want. Why not? Let's just be bold. Let's just go for it, right? So 1/4 of an inch of paint in there, and then some gold. Gold, any of the metallics is fantastic. So I've got my golds and then my black. And it's nice that they include the extra blacks and whites because those are colors that you well, we got a little black in the cup. All right, we'll see. You know what? It's all good. It all works. And then my white. And I'm doing kind of about the same amount of paint. And then I'm going to add, I put in a drop of lubricant or silicone. About a drop. Oop. Got a little bit more in that one, so we'll see what happens. And I put it in all of my colors. And these are just plastic cups that I've cut off because I want them to be shorts because I don't want the paint to get stuck on the sides. So you can use a craft stick or a palette knife or something, but you need to mix up that silicone into your paint. And the more you mix, the smaller the cells and the more evenly distributed. The less you mix, the larger the cells and the more random. And so I want a pretty even mixture of my cells. That's the thing that makes it for me, is the cells. I love that. So I'm just going to mix this up. Try and get that mixed in fairly well. And I don't wear gloves. I know a lot of people do wear gloves. This is a messy, messy process. So I'm going to put some parchment paper down. Okay, so we've got our paints mixed up, and I'm going to put them all into one cup and do a flip cup technique. You don't have to do it this way. I've found that it works really well for creating cells. So let me just grab a little bit more. I think this will work. This is enough for right now, for this example. Okay, and so I think what I want to do is, these are the 9x12 sheets, the watercolor paper. I'm just going to cut it down because it's nice to have the small samples or the small pieces to work with, because then you've got just a variety of different pieces that you can use in your art for collage or whatever you want. So I'm going to pour my paint, and there's an art to getting the right colors in the right spots, and the color that you pour in first is going to come out last. So that's what I've found anyway, is that's the color that you're going to see quite a bit of. And so I want my teal to go in first. I think I said that right. And so I'm pouring about half of my paint in there, and this is not going to be a lot of paint. It's going to look like it's, but we only need a little to really kind of to really do like a piece that we need for collage. And the nice thing is, using the small amount of paint, your paints are going to last a long time. And so I just, I haven't found the exact formula yet for exactly how I like the colors. So then I just kind of go back and do it again. And I haven't used this color combination before, so every time it's always an experiment. Every single time it's a surprise. And I just want to quickly show you this so that you know how easy this is. Okay, I think we've got a fair amount of color in here for a decent, might as well use it. Why not? You have to really have like a scientist's like brain. I think it feels like it's chemistry, and you're just experimenting with everything. Okay, so here's my cup. I'm just going to put my paper over the top, flip it over. I didn't do a very good job of that. Ooh, that's a good color combination right there. I really like that. And I'm just going to kind of clear out my cup as much as possible. And then before I start swirling things around, I'm going to grab my heat tool. And this is, a lot of the artists use torches. I don't trust myself with a torch, but this is made for heat embossing, so it's very focused, very, very hot. And what this does is it starts to activate the cells. And I can see the cell formation happening already. I love this color combination. So one of the things that you'll want to do if you're doing samples like this for collage or whatever, write down your color combinations. I'm just going to hit this with the heat tool again, and it just brings out the cells even more. And you don't want to do it too long, but immediately you start seeing these cells start forming when you use that heat tool. That's gorgeous. And so you can continue to kind of pull and drip and move these around as much as you want. I tend to like them just the way that they are so often because of the cell formation. And so I'm going to leave that just like that. That is gorgeous. I love that. So see how easy this was? And now I've even got some extra paint left over in my cup. And so that's why, I've done single pours that you've seen. So I will just kind of pour it out. Pour out whatever's left in my cup. Scoop it out with my spatula. Whatever you want to do, and just kind of play with these colors. Whatever is left, there might not be a whole lot left. It's coming. And use up all that you've got. I've got a little bit of gold in here. You just never know what will happen, and that's kind of what I love about this. A little white in there. And if you're not a fan of the cells, then you don't have to add the lubricant. I just love the cells because to me that kind of really makes it. I don't think I have too much black left. And then I will see what we get. And so it's fun to just play and use these. I didn't get too many cells this time, probably because it's the bottom of the barrel of the cup. But even still, you know, once this is dry, using a piece of this as a collage element with that gold in there. So I just wanted to show you really quick how easy it is to use and how I use it, and then I want to just create a project with you real quick using some of my pieces that I created. I love this one, and so I want to take this and use it in a piece of art and show you what you can do with it in kind of an untraditional way for paint pouring. All right, let's get started. Really quick, I forgot to tell you, I want to show you really quick how so we've got all these wet paint pieces and you're like, oh great, what do I do with them now? So I just grabbed a box and put some parchment paper in a box, and then I just laid all of my pieces in there like that. Sometimes if you've got a lot of paint on there, it might overflow on the edges. That's why I put the parchment paper down. But usually, you know, once you've hit it with a heat tool or something like that to kind of get those cells flowing, the paint kind of stays pretty much in place. And then I just let it dry in the box, and then you're ready to go for when it is dry.
La la